mentioned I'm 70, and let's say because of your company 5 years from now, what's going to change in my world or somebody like me? What's going to be the one thing because of what you're doing that wouldn't have been true back in 2024 if we're talking about 2029?
At elbi, we are on a mission to make caregiving easier. And if you look out 5 years, statistically speaking, we know with dementia and Alzheimer's growing at a rate of approximately 320%, and published statistics showing the opposite trend line of that growth being a shortage of professional caregivers in the ranks of hundreds of thousands. With the aging population that we have, the change that you'll see is more folks in their 30s and 40s and early 50s taking care of loved ones in home of dementia and Alzheimer's. And so what we've done is, we have set out to make that easier for folks by allowing them to take back and recover time and resources. With elbi, we're providing a digital tool that will help with behavioral escalations. It will help coordinate care and delegate other tasks and responsibilities. And finally, it'll help plan the ideal day for your care recipient. And so our goal is, this is a generational shift. It's a moment in time where there's an existing crisis that is about to be amplified and pressed down on homes throughout the nation and the world, in fact. And our goal is to leverage technology to put solutions that would otherwise only be available historically in a clinical setting into the hands of home caregivers caring for loved ones and care recipients at home.
So my three-part question is, what are you doing within your very innovative spaces to put trust in, and trust being as important to technology? Who's going to pay for what you're doing, and where do those benefits accrue, and how can you make sure that the new technologies aren't just helping Steve Klasko in Miami, but helping Mrs. Jones in North Philadelphia that might not have access to or a Ring and an Apple Watch and the technologies that you're doing?
I'm gonna take the question in a couple parts because it's a three-part question. So from the equity perspective, I'm gonna use the word accessible, right? With elbi, the goal is to create accessibility. And I'll start with just where the product will live. Being a mobile application, 96% of Americans own a smartphone or a tablet. And so by putting the product on a mobile phone or a smartphone or a tablet, we're able to put it in the hands of just about every American, arguably, statistically speaking. And in the self-pay model on a monthly basis, the product will be priced, right around comparable to maybe a couple of cups of coffee on a monthly basis. So, barring any income exclusions or, dire circumstances, one could arguably afford the product if it's in a self-pay format. Now, on the health plan side, on a fully insured format, this app benefits, being a solution for the caregiver, but the ultimate beneficiary being both the caregiver and the care recipient. From a health plan's perspective, we've already shown a 20% reduction in psychotropic medications in senior and memory care. We've already shown an 87% effectiveness rate with our behavioral interventions for care escalations. We've also shown a less than 2% escalation in care to emergency rooms. These are metrics that health plans are looking to create documented decline in, and the app is doing so. And when we move over now to, an employer or a self-insured format, 18.5% of caregivers or employers will report a loss in productivity for somebody who is not only their full-time employee, but also giving care to somebody at home. And that's a staggering number to offset for employers. And so coming all the way back now full circle to accessibility and it being a mobile app and some of the features of the product, we're talking about no cultural barriers, and we're talking about no language barriers. The app is available in 136 different dialects. And frankly, because of situations where you may have an in-home caregiver who speaks a different language or a dialect than the care recipient, we can help create or reduce or mitigate the boundary that can be created there. And culturally speaking, we're working through our technology to also mitigate any cultural barriers with different dialects. So I hope that answers the question of accessibility.
It's hit me coming over from the traditional healthcare ecosystem to General Catalyst that the humans that are involved in your team are incredibly important. And all of you have curated, because it's all your money, who you have on your team. So in 3 to 5 words, if you could just say, what defines the culture of your team that really makes it unique, that will get somebody to want to invest in you?
Diverse, purposeful, respectful, empathic, and interdependent.